$600 a month, and so it forced me to make something of myself. So I had advantages, but after that, I put everything together from nothing. And what happened was I was watching TV. This happened in January, and I saw the president saying, the millionaires and billionaires, the 1% in that category making $250,000 and up aren't paying their fair share of taxes. And he keeps saying it, and I started yelling at my television, going, he's lying, because it's not true. So I did the podcast at I have a comedy club, John Lovett's Comedy Club and Podcast Theater, Universal City in Los Angeles, and I was doing it with Kevin, and somehow I got on about, if you work hard and you sacrifice and, you take a risk, you go for it, you have a chance of at least getting somewhere. It's like as Arnold Schwarzenegger says, nobody stops you in America. I mean, he came here with nothing, and I realized that too. Anybody can go for it, but it's really hard, and there's no guarantees, and you've got to take the risk, and but at least you have a shot at making something of yourself, whatever it is you want. Mm-hmm. Pretty much, unless you have, some people have horrible situations and they can't, but on the whole, you can. So I was just mad about it. So then I just went off on that, and it was in front of 120 people. And Kevin put it online 4 months later, and it went viral.
Yeah.
And look, I'm the first to say, hey, I'm a comedian, I'm an actor. Who cares what I think about taxes? And I agree. The point is not that I said it, but it's what I said, and why did it go viral? And apparently I said what a lot of people are thinking, and a lot of people have thanked me, because all my friends that work hard and came from nothing and did well, they pay their fair share of taxes.
Well, that's my question for you. You're out there, you're in Hollywood, you know a lot of rich guys and gals, I'm sure. What's been their reaction?
They're thanking me. Even people that don't make a lot of money are thanking me for saying it, because they feel like they're being vilified because they are successful. And, the message in America is you can do anything you want. And the best example, one of the greatest examples, is the president himself, who I also said is amazing. But none of the headlines said, John Lovett says the president is amazing, because everybody would say, as I would, well, who cares,
No, you talked about the challenges he faced growing up without his father.
Yes, it's extraordinary. Right, no father. He's of a mixed race, which is a burden in the United States. And no money, and then he made something of himself. I mean, boy, did he make something of himself. He went to the top.
But his point, and others like him, people who feel the way he does about taxation, is that taxes and the work of the middle class and the blue collar folks helped you and other 1%ers get to where you are. So you do owe something back to the people who helped you achieve your success.
Okay, but the fact that he's acting like he's phrasing it like you took all these things from these people, now you have to give back. I didn't take anything from anybody, first of all. Second of all, yes, I opened a comedy club with money that I saved over 25 years. So then I created jobs, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I do agree. What I'm saying is it's false to say that the people in that tax bracket aren't paying. They're only paying 15% taxes. That's on capital gains. On a salary, you're taxed at about $388,000 and up. You're taxed at 35%. Mm-hmm. Plus, you have 11% state tax in California. That's 46 plus property, FICA, on and on. And it goes up to probably over 50%. And then you have legal deductions.
But the Democrats will point out that back in the day, back in the 50s, there were some tax rates that were in the 90s. I mean, ridiculously high rates. Then the Republicans point out, well, there are tons of deductions. People didn't actually pay that.
But you just said it. It's ridiculously high. Also, back in the 50s, you had civil rights issues. You had, women's issues. I mean, I don't know how you compare what's going on today to 60 years ago.
You say that you're a Democrat.
I mean, back in the 1600s, there was no country. So why don't we go back to that?
Nobody was paying taxes here.
It's ridiculous.
Although that's sort of how this country was born. You're a Democrat, you voted for Barack Obama. Has there been any pushback on you from fellow Democrats who support President Obama, and do you think you'll get behind him again?
I don't know. I would never tell anybody who to vote for. I think I'm a different kind of a, quote, liberal, and that I think people should be true to themselves, and I think if you're Republican or Democrat or conservative or liberal, you should be that. You should be true to yourself and be who you are. I would never tell anybody who to vote for because I don't think I'm qualified to, honestly, and I also feel what if I said you should vote for this particular person, and people do because I said it, just because I'm famous, and then I've told them to vote for the wrong person. The backlash I've seen though is on Twitter I've gotten like 10,000 extra people, but the unusual thing is because all I'm saying is I'm paying my fair share of taxes now. People say, "Oh, you're racist. You're a Nazi." I'm Jewish. I'm a Nazi now. I mean, the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. But as far as it affecting my career or anything, it hasn't affected it at all. If anything, it's done the opposite. I'm getting job offers.
John Lovitz.
And the whole thing's amazing to me. It's gone viral. I don't know why.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for not swearing.
You're welcome,
See you
Thank
soon.
you.
Coming up, we've got a developing story out of Ohio.